What is fear? Fear is an emotion which is genetically programmed into all animals and people as an instinctual response to the potential danger.
This emotion is normally brought up by anticipation or awareness of danger. The emotion is completely natural and helps animals, including humans, to recognize and respond to danger situations and threats.
Fear occurs when the areas of the brain, specifically the amygdala and the hypothalamus, begin to activate and control the first physical responses to fear. Chemicals, including adrenaline and the stress hormone cortisol, are then released into the body. These chemicals cause certain physical reactions, such as rapid heart rate, increased blood pressure, tightening of muscles, dilation of the pupils, and increased sweating. Most people and animals either run from danger or fight the danger. However, some animals physically shut down and can't do anything. We have all seen the horror movies. The one character just stands there and screams, helpless.
So the fact that we, as humans, enjoy the adrenaline, the feeling of being scared, or scaring someone is all about control, makes humans drawn to fear. Chemicals, including adrenaline and the stress hormone, are then released into the body. These chemicals cause certain physical reactions, such as rapid heart rate, increased blood pressure, tightening of muscles, dilation of the pupils, and increased sweating. Most people and animals either run from danger or fight the danger. However, some animals physically shut down and can't do anything. We have all seen in the horror movies the one character that just stands there and screams helplessly. Yes, this happens in a movie, and most people watching it think that the person is an idiot. However, there are people out there who physically shut down when it comes to danger, due to lack of adrenaline in the body. There are even animals who aren't great candidates for running or fighting danger. There are the fainting goats who, when faced with danger, literally freeze up and fall over. What is artificial fear? Simply, it's fake fear. Something that humans create to scare people, to get them nervous and in the mood for a dangerous situation. The only catch is that there normally is no harm, and people know and understand this. That realization that there is no true danger actually attracts people. We love amusement parks, and within amusement parks around the world is the big monster. Some people find it an adventure, others find it deadly. Roller coasters take you on a trip that sends your stomach up your throat or flips your head under your feet to make your eyesight go blurry with speed and sharp angles and give you the sensation of flying. Personally, I think roller coasters are great. They give me the smile across my face that takes a long time to go away. Whenever I get off, I want back on. From collective research, I found that the top 10 roller coasters in the world all include some form of major drop. In Fuji Q Highland Park, in Fujiyoshida, Japan, the roller coaster called Do-Don-Pa has a vertical drop that goes into a steep bend toward the end, sending people hurtling ahead at 171 kilometers per hour. Everyone on the ride experiences a force of 4 Gs. So what does this say about artificial fear? Well, it's saying that roller coasters are meant to create a sense of flying, falling, and being free, giving you the rush of not being in control of your own destiny. But for the most part, they are safe, and people trust the machines and the machine operators, because they know that the chance of getting harmed is very slim. In fact, recent research shows that there is a higher chance of dying in a car crash on your way to the amusement park than dying on the actual rides. However, there are people who don't put their trust in the statistics, the people, the parks, or the ride. They would rather skip the ride and the rush and take destiny in their own hands. This can go back to trust issues, but that's a whole other topic. Just leave it at the fact that some people's fear factor is too high to take the risk of putting their life in a stranger's hand. Now, what does this say about a scary movie? We all know a movie can't do any harm except perhaps to cause nightmares. And nightmares can't really do us harm either, although they may cause sweat, heavy breathing, and disturbing images. But then, that's what the movie did. This is exactly why people are drawn to scary movies. We love getting into situations that we know are fake, watching the story unfold before our eyes. Movies like Disturbia, or When a Stranger Calls, brings out a different reaction. You mainly watch for the adrenaline rush. You like to sit at the edge of your seat and yell at the screen, as if you were in the situation yourself. You want to tell the character what to do in order to stay alive. Another type of scary movie are the gory ones, where the main point is to watch blood being splattered all over the screen. Obliviously, if you really like these, you have an obsession with blood and guts, and like seeing things cut up. Some people get nauseous over it, and I generally don't see the point of a movie where there are no survivors. But what about a movie whose main concept is about the unknown? A lot of people are afraid of the unknown, and that is why fear is such a major emotion for humans. We witness people dying and struggling every day, and we are worried about what happens to them and are afraid that it will happen to ourselves. Most of us would rather avoid that. So why would people be drawn to watching a movie about the unknown? Most likely because, again, they know that they will go home to realize that it is fake, and most of the people who watch those scary movies aren't that afraid of the unknown. A lot of people are also very curious about the unknown. There are ghost hunters, people who go out into haunted houses, and those who sleep in graveyards, all to get a glimpse of a ghost or some form of spirit. For example, there is the Blair Witch Project. Even though viewers didn't know whether they were watching a true story or not, the whole point was to go searching for a witch and her magical powers. It was also to create curiosity for the viewers. They wanted to know if those witch hunters ever made it alive. The movie doesn't have to be real in order to gain curiosity. Because viewers know that it is not real and that nothing like that exists, there is nothing to be afraid of. Then what of the movies and stories that are based on true stories? What do we say about those? First off, look at the title. It says based, meaning that the movie can be fully committed in telling the whole truth, or they could have taken fragments of the event and spread them into imaginary images. Most true stories that deal with the unknown have a lot of people second-guessing the main character and their sanity. But again, why are people drawn to this kind of fear? Maybe it's the fact that we are beings who love to get into other people's business. We love to gossip and tell stories, no matter what kind they are. Or maybe it's more the fact of learning a lesson. Don't move into an abandoned house out in the country, or don't let a 16-year-old girl be left home alone. But does this explain why we are drawn to the movie? No. And I don't know what exactly makes us watch true story scary movies. Again, I can go back to the fact that we are curious about the unknown, or even the known, so therefore we watch them. People who lack curiosity avoid these. A haunted house can range from funny to frightful, from slow walking to full-on running from your pretend attacker. At Oaks Park every Halloween, they set up this haunted house,
Mom, I'm really
and toward the
hungry.
end of the dark and noisy maze,
Complaining. Do you remember how to get to the car? You know how to get to the car?
Thought you were keeping track.
Okay, let's hold on a second. Let's just sit down for a second and rest.
Is to
What was
immediately
that?
run to get away. For others, the first
Did you
reaction
do
is
that,
to scream
Oreo?
and stay in place, or scream and try
You know,
to
this
fight
reminds me about
Whatever
the
way,
story
for
I
most
heard
of
when
the
I was
girl,
growing up. I don't know if it's
after
true or
they realize
not,
that
but
it's fake.
there was supposedly
Adrenaline
in
is
these
rushing
very
through your
woods
veins,
this
and you're
ape man
experiencing
who
something that you
wander
see
around
in
the
movie.
forest, always
You
looking for
completely
food, never
know that it
has
is
enough
safe.
to eat, eats dogs, eats little children. Oh my God! What is it? What is it? Maybe that was just a bear.
I hope so.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Without it, we would most likely be extinct, as no one would be afraid
So
of
in the
dying
end,
or
I
being
can come to
stupid or
realize that
careless.
human fear
I have
is a
researched and
natural emotion.
experienced that artificial
It's the
fear
key
is a
emotion for staying
substitute
alive.
being fearless.
Without it,
It's a
we
way
would most
someone
likely
can
be
fearless,
extinct,
because
as no one would
ultimately
be afraid of
they cannot be
dying
harmed
or
by a
being
movie
stupid
or
or
story.
careless.
As
I have
humans,
researched and
most of us
experienced that
understand
artificial
that
fear
entertainment
is a
corporations set
substitute
out
for
to
being
make money,
fearless.
not hurt people.
It's a way
Therefore, we
someone
know
can be
that
fearless,
only we are
because
safe from
ultimately
harm.
there cannot
And it is their job to
they
make sure
cannot be
that
harmed
their
by a movie
customers
or a story.
are safe.
As humans, most of us
Yes, this
understand
happens
that
in a movie,
entertainment
and most
corporations
people watch it,
set out
thinking the
to
person
make
is an
money,
idiot.
not to harm
However,
us.
there are people
Therefore,
out there
they
who
know that
physically shut
generally
down when
we
it
are
comes to
safe.
danger, due to
Okay,
lack of
therefore,
adrenaline
we know
in the body
that generally
and maybe
we
too
are
much of
safe
the stress hormones.
from their harm. And it's their jobs to make sure that their customers are safe.